Hey, I'm student producer Nicolas Calvache, and you're watching MATC Now.
It doesn't take a lot, just a little bit at a time. In this world, maybe it can change one day.
Community is defined as connections that are geographical, but also based on shared interests, values, and cultures. At MATC Downtown Campus in room S215 is where you can find not only food and supplies, but the heart of these connections. I am Lasierra Flowers, and this is a Student Passion Report. Beyond the rice, canned goods, ready-to-go meals, and even diapers, MATC's food pantry has it all. But what truly makes it special isn't just the supplies on the shelves, it's the people behind them. One of them is John Williams, a first-year gaming student who discovered something bigger than himself here. John found his passion. Can you describe a memorable moment or interaction at the pantry that really stuck with you?
Every day is a great moment for me. Just being able to see a lot of students come in and out of the pantry, being able to get those resources available to them, just marks the memorable moments for me. Just to be able to see that smile on those faces. A lot of people come in here pretty sad, pretty angry, but once they leave out of here with the food, with the resources we gave them, it's a whole different outcome. Everyone's happy, everyone's ready to go home and dig into their bags and get in their food. So to me, those are memorable moments for me.
In what ways do you think your work at the pantry connects with your future goals and career dreams?
By doing this, being able to support people in many ways and give them the resources, give them the food, this is a step to that. Then I'll be able to understand those people a little bit more, because them coming in brings stories. And I will always love to listen to people's stories. And that gives me, like I said, a broader just kind of outlook on everybody that I talk to and meet with and give support to, if that makes sense.
What have you learned about empathy, leadership, and teamwork with your time at the pantry?
Being able to provide what we have to offer here at the Student Resource Center, I feel as if that put me into a position where people look up to me and bring me that leadership role. And a lot of people come in here a lot, asking for me. And that makes me feel happy, just to see that there's people coming in here when I'm not here asking for my services, asking for my help. So that goes on that leadership part. The empathy, you never know where anybody's coming from, what they got going on in their life. So like when you come in here and you come in with a sad face, I'm trying to make that frown turn upside down, So I expect you to walk out this door happier than you came in.
If you can share one message with your peers about the importance of giving back, what would you say?
Please, as much as possible, give back, do as much as you can, love one another equally. We're all in this together, and let's help each other out as much as possible.
I am the Director of Student Accommodations and Interpreting Services. So basically I have two departments. Interpreting Services, they provide services for students who are deaf or hard of hearing. Student Accommodations, they provide support for students with any documented disability. So a student would have to apply for accommodations, and then I have a facilitator who reviews their documentation of disability. And then once they are approved for accommodations, and that student will have those accommodations for the remainder of their educational career here at MATC. We provide testing accommodations, and that means when a student is approved for testing accommodations, they may have a special environment, a quiet testing booth, or extra time on tests. And when I say extra time on tests, an example would be if a student, if the classroom is getting an hour for the test, if a student had an approved accommodation of double time, that student would get a full hour, 2 hours for that particular test. We also provide a lot of adaptive equipment such as CCTV, closed circuit televisions, and those for students who are visually impaired. We may provide a service such as a smart pen. A smart pen is basically, it looks like an ink pen, but actually it records the student's lecture, especially, and that really works for a student who has maybe a learning disability or ADHD. And so that gives that student opportunities to focus on the lecture while the pen is actually recording the lecture for them. Another accommodation would be a preferential seating. If a student is visually impaired, they may, any class they're in, they may be able to have an assigned seat in front of the class. Also, if there's a physical impairment, they may have a special chair in the classroom. So it depends on the student's needs. And so usually when a student requests accommodations, they give us a list of things that would be beneficial while they're in school that would help to basically level the playing field to make sure they're getting their needs met. And then we work with that student to meet all those needs. I do this because I see there's a huge need for individuals who need a little more help to meet their goals. And so it's always been a passion of mine, and I advocate for our students. My team advocates for our students, and we really understand the need to have that extra help. And again, it's not to give them an advantage, it's to level the playing field.
I'm student producer Nick Moore here at Hubbard Park for another Hidden Gem KE. I'm here at scenic Hubbard Park, a nice out-of-the-way location from the hustle and bustle of the city, right alongside the Milwaukee River. Hubbard Park, located at 3565 North Morris Boulevard, is a great place to walk around, relax, and enjoy the coming spring weather. After you go through the tunnel, you'll see an amazing change of scenery. You can have a picnic at the picnic tables, a beer at the beer garden, go bird watching, or simply sit and relax. In 1922, the park was purchased by Shorewood Village President William J. Hubbard. Before that, it was used by the Native Americans for hunting and fishing. I'm student producer Nick Moore, and this has been another Hidden Gem KE.
Well, I have a soft spot for artists who reach out to me to add science to their creativity. I'm there every time, just because it's the mainstreaming of science when artists touch it and want to sort of make it their own.
Thanks, Nick. As I mentioned before, we're here exploring the Mequon campus here in the Child Care Center, and today I have with me Michelle Cumming. Michelle, how's it going today?
So far, so good. Thanks for asking.
Good to hear, and thank you for having us here. Now, can you explain to us your role here at the Child Care Center?
I am what they call a float teacher, so I don't have a designated classroom of my own, so I float between the 4 classrooms. I go wherever I'm needed, whenever I'm needed.
Very cool to hear. Now, who are the children who are eligible to be cared for here at the center?
We are a student service, so we take children of students. So while the students are in their class or taking an exam, they can leave their children here and we will care for them. That is our primary focus. And then secondly, we take faculty. And lastly, if there's any space available, we will take community.
Very cool to hear. Now, some of the activities that children who come here to the center are able to do during the day?
We are a play-based center, so the children learn primarily through play. So as you can see here, we have our imaginative play area, and we have a dollhouse and some toys, some pretend food, some kitchen utensils, farm animals, baby dolls, kitchen set, so they can learn and explore and imitate what they see in the real world. And then we have our fine motor skills area where they do puzzles, shapes. The little pig shape sorter is my personal favorite. And then this is our quiet area. This is where the teacher will do a group time and read some books. And if they need a minute, they can just relax.
Very cool. Now, I don't think that these chairs would be able to fit me.
Probably not. They don't fit me either.
Nor do I think a lot of the spaces here would be able to. Now, what are some of the other facilities that you guys have here at the Child Care Center?
We have 4 classrooms, an infant room, which takes children from 6 weeks to a year. We have that toddler room we were in, which is 1 to 2, an early preschool room, and a preschool room, and an outdoor play space.
Very cool. Now, what are some of the educational things that kids will learn here?
Well, like I said, it is play-based, so they learn with hands-on experience, and through play, they learn how to share, how to cooperate. In the older classrooms, they will learn pre-kindergarten skills to get them ready for school.
Now, you mentioned play spaces. We're in a different room now. What do the kids do when, obviously we live here in Wisconsin, what happens when it's a blizzard and it's negative 10 degrees outside?
Then we are very lucky that we have the space we're in right now. They play in this room. This is called our large motor room, and we have a plethora of things that they can do to burn off some energy, as all children need to burn off energy and be outside. We have a tunnel, a basketball hoop, balls, trucks, climber. My personal favorite is the stepping stones.
Very cool.
And ball pit. And then they can play in the train, on the train, beside the train. And then there's a mat on the floor that they can tumble around on.
Very cool. Very nice and colorful. Now, let's say that there is a student here who goes to MATC. They go to the Mequon campus. They don't have anywhere to take their child during the day. How do they get in touch with you in the center here?
They would reach out to our coordinator at the center, and her name is Tracy Ruska.
Very cool. Well, I think it's time for us to wrap it up. I think I got to go to recess now that we're in this great play space. So thank you for having us, Michelle, and back to you in the studio.
Hey guys, thanks a lot. No matter whether you are preparing food in the winter or summertime, red pozole is always an amazing option. Red pozole is a hearty soup containing hominy kernels, vegetables, etc. So for the ingredients, I have chicken, chipotle paste, Mexican-style hominy, lettuce, garlic powder, chicken bouillon, bay leaves or laurel leaves, and onions. And for my garnishes, I have limes, chopped up onions, red radishes, and shredded lettuce. So first, you are going to get a pot that's already warmed up, and you're going to add in your water. And once your water is warmed up, you're going to add in your chicken. Oh, got a messed up glove. Okay, now we're going to add in our garlic powder, our chicken bouillon, our quarter onion, and I want to say 2 bay leaves. And usually this takes around 45 minutes, but I already have some prepared already. I'm gonna get that out. So I have my chicken broth out already, and I'm going to add in my chipotle paste. I pureed my chipotle paste before I started recording, but it has chipotle, oregano, water, and tomatoes. Gonna add that in there. Then we're going to add in our hominy kernels. And then our shredded chicken. And again, we're gonna let that simmer for another 30 minutes. But I have some more prepared. Ooh, it's heavy. And here is our finished product. I'm gonna close the oven. And for our garnishes, I'm going to chop up some lettuce. Put that on top. Then I'm going to chop up a lime, give it a squeeze in there for a nice citrus effect. Put that right on top. Sprinkle in our radishes, nice pop of color, and our onions. Okay, and here is the finishing product. I would say pozole is a very delicious dish. Keeps you nice and warm inside, especially for the winter time. It's very flavorful, but it's also a very simple dish. And this is how you make red pozole. Thank you guys for tuning in, and see you next time. Back to you, studio.
As the new school year begins, students at MATC are jumping back into programs that prepare them for their future careers. Starting the year, many students have been involved in wanting to learn and explore the radiography program in the healthcare department. Students gain hands-on experience with modern equipment and real-world clinical training, building the skills they need to work in hospitals, clinics, and imaging centers. To get a closer look at the program, we'll explore what this year has in store for the next generation of new students.
So I am actually an alumni of MATC, and so I knew how good the school was just as far as professors and professionalism and landing a job after school. And so that pretty much drew me to it. I already had experience with that, and I lived in Milwaukee, and yeah, it was just it seems like they had a really good reputation for it.
While students starting in the program are getting a taste of professionalism that is required in their field, students who've graduated are applying these skills in their everyday life, learning more about themselves than they ever could.
I think I'm really prepared to work with a variety of personalities. We go through several different clinic sites as well as hospitals, and I think that allowed me to really get a perspective of, okay, I might not fully get along with everybody, but I can work with everybody. And knowing that we all have the same end goal, which is patient safety, which is making sure they get the best possible image so that they can see anything going on, that's really helped me a lot. We have a lot of imaging equipment access that other places don't have. So some of the hospital systems, you're using the hospital equipment, which means you don't have access to personalized one-on-one time. We have tutors, and they open up the rooms and are available for one-on-one time with the actual equipment that you'd be using. So that's very helpful. And then we have the energized lab, so we're doing real-life x-rays.
With students being given the ability to learn how to be professional and gain hands-on knowledge with equipment they'll be using in their field, it's no wonder this program has a high waitlist for admission.
Well, the waitlist is extensive right now. Can be intimidating for students when they see the waitlist or they're told how many people are on a waitlist. But they also, I think, realize that if they stick with it, meaning if they don't get in the first time, we encourage them to reapply for the next year. So it can be very intimidating, but if you stick with it, it's worth the wait.
The radiography program at MATC continues to give students the skills and experience they need to succeed in healthcare. With the program evolving to meet high demands, the next generation of radiologists are ready to step into the field and make an impact.
Most excited to learn in this program, again, pretty much everything. And so all of it has just been really challenging and really fun. So yeah, I'm looking forward to hopefully become a mammographer after this.
Hey everyone, I'm student producer Spencer Knoll, and this is another Hidden Gem KE. If you're looking for a great new spot to take a quick study break this year, look no further than Trestle Park.
Trestle Park is located at 501 East Erie Street along the river in Milwaukee's 3rd Ward District. This park, which opened in 2018, is wedged between two massive apartment complexes on what used to be an active railway. The park doesn't shy away from its past. Many railway elements can still be seen throughout the park, like these refurbished railroad crossing lights.
But the most obvious part is this massive swing bridge behind me.
Built in 1915, the bridge is 243 feet long and weighs over 800 tons. The park also has many native prairie plants as part of an effort to bring more native plants back to the area.
I'm student producer Spencer Knoll, and this has been another Hidden Gem KE.
Ecophilia is the deep love and connection a person may have with nature. According to them, nature has been the coolest gift human race has ever received. Hi, I'm Lasierra Flowers, and this is a Student Passion Report. Francis Bresser is a student in the animation program at MATC and is a lover of biology and nature. During his free time, he tries his best to spend most of his time walking around the rivers, in the woods, and sometimes looking for tiny lives. When did your connection with nature begin?
I've been pretty into nature since I was really young. I mean, I always had dinosaur books. I always was interested in specific animals.
In your own words, how would you describe ecophilia?
It's like a deep love for nature is how I'd describe it. A really deep love for nature.
What is it about nature that fascinates you?
A lot of things. I just have a general interest in science, and I happen to take a lot of interest in nature itself. Mostly I like knowing how life works, evolution and its study, evolutionary biology is something that I am particularly interested in. I also just really like studying bugs and plants. I tried to find some bugs earlier, but I couldn't really find any. The most I've got is this mounted, you know, the pinned bugs in containers. I got this really pretty blue morpho butterfly, this massive butterfly that they find in rainforests and stuff in a glass container. It's really cool. But
how often do you spend your time exploring nature?
Not as much as I'd like. I really like going out, but I don't really get much opportunity to, unfortunately. But I mean, I try to go out as much as I can. It's crazy to think that how much every single thing ties into the ecosystem like that. You've got I mean, obviously plant life, it's able to make this beautiful area just by existing, and I think that's really cool. And then on top of that, you've got all these other creatures that are able to feed off the plants, and then the creatures feed off the other creatures, and then it's those creatures die, and then it feeds back into the plants, and it's you know, the whole life cycle, and I think that's really awesome.
It has been proven that for stress relief, it could be beneficial to be exposed to the natural environment. Some people like to go into the woods for a walk, and it reduces their anxiety. Being close to nature may increase a feeling of connection with oneself. There are many other benefits to spending personal time admiring the beauty of nature. It is a sign of gratitude.
Thanks, Nick. As I mentioned earlier, we're here at the MATC Mequon campus's greenhouse, and today I have Lauren Reckinger with me. Lauren, how's it going today?
Good. Thanks for visiting, Max.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having us here. Now, can you tell us what you do here at the greenhouse?
Yeah, I'm like the unofficial greenhouse manager, so I keep this in tip-top shape and running, and I make sure the plants are alive and the bugs aren't eating them.
Obviously, that's an important job. And now, what are some of the people, or who are some of the people that you work with here?
Yeah, so a lot of the students end up doing a lot of the propagation as part of like their learning experience, but we also have student volunteers and student workers helping out in the greenhouse.
Very cool. And now, I see behind us you guys have some what almost looks like, you know, little leaves here in the ground. Can you kind of explain to us what's going on back here?
Yeah, so these are snake plants. Snake plants are really interesting because you don't need a full leaf to propagate it. And the students in Intro to Hort are taking different hormones and they're trying to see which hormone helps the plant root.
Very cool.
The best. That one's not rooting. So yeah.
And then I see over here we also have what looks like octopus tentacles coming out of the ground here. What are these all about over here?
That's a spider plant. We've got a student who is interested in seeing how the spider plant that they have at home propagates.
Okay.
So they did it in soil and they also did it in water, which is really interesting. And it's only been 2 weeks, but it's already rooting.
Very cool. And is that a usual timetable for those kind of plants?
I think for spider plants, but all the other plants, like they all have different timelines for growing.
Very cool. Now, what are some of the other tools that you guys work with here in the greenhouse?
Yeah, so this greenhouse is really high tech. We've got misting benches that are automated. We just have to learn how to use them properly depending on what plant we've got growing there. We've got drip lines that we can hook up to the different pots. And all of our vents and stuff are controlled by a really high tech program.
Very cool. And now, what are some of the other plants that you guys grow here? I saw over here we have one of my favorite flowers, the marigolds. But what else do you guys grow here in the greenhouse?
Yeah, we grow whatever we can get our hands on. Coleus is a really popular one. This is easy to propagate. A grower donated these begonias to us.
Beautiful.
An instructor had this plant at home. It's an anthurium. And these guys take 3 years to flower. So that should be really interesting to see. And then we've also got like various herbs we like to propagate, such as this guy. I'm sure you know what this is, Max.
Yes, I love rosemary. Rosemary is one of the absolute best smelling plants. Just literally the only one that beats this one is oregano, but I digress.
Yes.
Now, obviously, as we came into this the second portion of the greenhouse here, we saw all of these wonderful plants, but I see back here that you guys have what looks to be like a lot of the same plant. Can you kind of explain what's going on here in the back?
Yeah, so we've kind of got a tradition where every year we grow poinsettias for Christmas time. And this year we've got 7 different types. Poinsettias are really cool because they're a great opportunity for students to learn how to grow a very fussy plant. So in greenhouse production, they get to observe all the differences, like this one doesn't need as many nutrients as, say, the white ones there. And yeah, just learn about poinsettias, and then hopefully we get to sell them at the end of the year.
Very cool. Now, can you tell us a little bit about this sale? I've heard about it a little bit, but where can people go to buy some of these plants, and when is that happening?
Yeah, we're going to have the plant sale here on campus, and the students are putting together the timeline for that. We're looking at the first week of December, but we'll make sure everybody knows. So there will be posters around and everything. So
very cool. Well, you heard her, obviously. Thank you, Lauren, for having us here today. We really appreciate your time. And Nick, back to you in the studio.
Nature's beauty reveals itself in so many forms, from bright, endless skies that lift your spirit to calming blue waters that seem to wash away every worry. It's in the winding trails built for walking, biking, and simply taking it all in, where the rustle of leaves and the rhythm of your own footsteps remind you to slow down. And when the day fades, the night sky takes over, vast, quiet, and full of stars that remind us of how small we are in the most beautiful way.
I believe that God created everything, and it's crazy how like every single leaf is like different from the next one, and like even looking at a tree or something, like you see all the little details in the bark, and it's like, it's crazy how like not one single tree is like the same as the next one, and the next one, and the next one. And there's all these different types of trees, and there's different types of flowers, and even like the rocks, like who put all those rocks there, you know what I mean? So yeah, even just like looking at the little details, I think it's really cool to look and just see how things are different from each other, and really just how intentional God was when he put everything together, making it not just like similar or like boring, like no, it's a very vibrant and like awesome earth that we live on, where things are like exciting and you can look at different stuff and be like, wow, this is different from before.
My responsibility is to stop throwing stuff out the window and stop smoking in the bad air, because that can make bad air for real. And yeah, our also responsibility is to make sure we dispose everything into the right trash can instead of putting in recycled trash and trash and trash and recycle. So yeah, that is our responsibility when it comes to nature.
Their reflections challenge us to look beyond the moment, to think about the generations that will one day walk the same trails, swim in the same waters, and gaze at the same stars. Nature gives freely, asking only that we care enough to preserve it, because in the end, protecting the earth isn't just about saving trees or oceans. It's about saving the balance, peace, and beauty that make life worth living.
I have been teaching this for now almost more than 20 years, and I have enjoyed it because I think I am doing a very important job of creating environmental guardians for future. Because the students, the graduates from the program, they would in one or the other way contribute to saving environment and working towards community health and environmental health. So we look into some phytoplanktons, we look into some periphytons, so we look into different algae samples. Apart from that, during fall we work with aquatic plants. So students learn how to identify between aquatic plants and presence of those aquatic plants, what they indicate about the water quality. We look at the macroinvertebrates, the bugs and the critters that we find in our fresh waters, and apart from that, we identify fishes. All these are biological indicators that help us in assessing the water quality. We are getting hands-on lab skills. They are learning how to assess environmental health conditions, be it on field or in lab, how to apply the learned skills when they are at job. Prepping up labs, because some of our graduates, they go into lab jobs and then sometimes they are working all by themselves. So how to follow the instructions, how to prep up the labs, they're learning all those skills. So yep, we are learning plenty of skills: sample collection, sample analysis, and then data analysis. So yep.
For me, being a student in the Environmental Health and Water Quality Technology program it's really great. I've always really been interested in science. I've always really been interested in how the world works and how we as human beings affect it. And using this program, using the knowledge that they're giving me here, that's really what I get to learn. I get to learn how I can help change the world.
It's something that it's a meaningful process that I want to go through. I really enjoy it, learning stuff that really I'm getting into, that I want to in my field. What I want to learn personally though is kind of how humans have impacted the environment and how we could go about reversing that.
It's great here because MATC provides me with support that I need. I have a good team to work with. They are very supportive. And I'm not just teaching, I'm learning every day working here. So I enjoy every day of my job here.
And welcome to this week's cooking. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a Mother's Nature's healthy sandwich, a very delicious meal option for any day. The ingredients that I have brought are multi-grain bread, cream cheese, grated carrots, thinly sliced cucumber, I'm gonna be slicing this tomato, chili powder, Kobe Jack cheese, lettuce, and lastly alfalfa sprouts. First, you're going to want to take a butter knife or whichever you like to use and spread your cream cheese onto your bread. And you're going to spread cream cheese on both sides. And then once cream cheese is on both slices, we are going to sprinkle some chili powder on both slices, just so we could add a little extra flavor. And now for my tomato, I'm going to take my sharp knife and thinly slice. You want to make sure that you cut thin slices so that you don't just take a full bite of just tomato. This tomato is very overwhelming. And you also want to make sure when you cut your cucumbers, they're thinly sliced too, because again, cucumbers are very overwhelming as well. Just gonna add it. It's gonna do two on both. Oh, might as well do the last. Now I'm going to sprinkle my grated carrots on both sides. So you can add a nice crunch to it. Some other things that you could add to the sandwich is beefsteak, provolone cheese, lemon juice, and kosher salt. But this is a vegetarian dish, so we're not going to be adding any meat today. We're going to add our Kobe Jack on both slices of bread. Now we're going to add our lettuce on both sides, just for a little more extra crunch like the carrots. Alfalfa sprouts are a bit interesting ingredient as they're a part of the flowering plant of the legumes family, and it can be found in the UK or even in South Africa. It's crazy. Now I already added my Kobe Jack cheese and my lettuce, so now we can assemble the sandwich. I'm gonna flip. Ooh, she's thick. Now we're just gonna cut open our sandwich and see how it looks inside. And voila, she's finished. Again, this meal is delicious, perfectly nutritious, and makes a great meal prep. Thanks for joining us this week, and back to you in the studio.
Hello, I'm student producer Anthony Mamawa here at Menominee Valley Community Park, and this is another Hidden Gem KE. From where I'm standing, it might not look like a lot, but right beside me is a park full of history and beautiful sights to see. So let's go check it out.
Back in 1847, this was once Wisconsin's first railroad, making its first run on November 20th, 1850. Today, it pays homage to those thousands of Milwaukee Railroad employees who worked on this exact work site.
Some say if you were standing in this very same spot 150 years ago, there's a chance you would be in the way of a passing train. But this land's history goes deeper than that, so let's go a little further back.
In the 1800s, this was once Native American land filled with prairies and a never-flowing river. Today, Menominee Valley Community Park is those two history lessons combined. Not only does this park have countless seating areas for you to immerse yourself in nature, it also offers large open fields, perfect for playing. And of course, we can't forget, it also has plenty more of nature's beauty. And if you're lucky, you might even catch a train.
It's not just a community park, but a whole valley. There's so much more to see and explore. Hope to see you there soon. I'm student producer Anthony Mamawa, and this has been another Hidden Gem KE.
Talk about it all the time. I started doing it because I felt like the job wasn't actually a job. That was something that was really fun for me, is waking up every single day and not dreading it, right? And after you hear those horror stories all the time that people just do a 9-to-5 job just to do a 9-to-5 job, and for me it's so much more because you get to help mold and create these young athletes into being better people, hopefully, outside of their 2 to 4 years in college. And so that's probably one of the biggest reasons why I started coaching, was just because you get to help touch so many lives and help those young athletes have a little bit more sense of purpose and have a little bit more sense of direction to help them set up for hopefully really bright futures outside of here to continue to help just everyone in life day in and day out. Right, so we've had guys who have gone on to go be all-region players. We've had some guys win Gold Glove. We've had an All-American even, which is being the best player at your position in the whole entire country. And so for us, it's not always just about the wins and losses on the field, though. Me being in charge of the academics, I think some of the biggest wins that you can get is your graduation rate, or your rate of guys and girls getting to move on and continue to play in their sport outside of here. And so last year we had roughly 95% of our athletes either graduate or move on to go to a four-year institution to continue their career. And that's something that's really, really nice to take home with you, and knowing that you're not only helping them on the field, but the amount of help that we're able to do for them off the field to set them up to have a bright future. I think sometimes those awards are just as nice. But of course, at the end of the day, I want to win a national championship. That's why we're here, that's what we're trying to do. But we're also trying to create great young men and young women for society outside of here as well.
Coach Bounds helps to shape these students into not only mean machines on the field, but into well-rounded, successful students off the field. The athletic department supports those students and the bright future that's ahead of them.
I love what I do. I don't think I would do it any other way. I just don't know of a job that I would really want to do or that I would enjoy or like as much as I like this one. So yeah, I think if I did it over 100 times, I would be being a college baseball coach.
Hey Nick, thank you. As I mentioned before, we're here at the MATC Game Club checking out everything that's in here, and today I have one of the Game Club members with me, Magnus Bond. Magnus, how's it going today?
I'm doing pretty good, Max. It's good to have you here.
Great to hear. Thanks for having us. Now, can you kind of tell us what you guys do here at the MATC Game Club?
Of course. So every Thursday night at about 5 p.m., all the gamers gather in this here room.
And we have, as you can see, 3 TVs. And everyone just brings what they can, and everyone just starts gaming. Everyone hangs out. We bring some good snacks. We got, I think some people bring like their Switches and whatnot. I've seen people play Smash Brothers and whatnot here.
Very cool. And I saw you guys have some card games down here on the table. Do you guys do that a lot here as well?
Yes, we do. Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh. Some people even do some like Dungeons and Dragons here every once in a while.
Do you guys get really competitive into that?
I don't personally partake. However, I've seen some very intense matches. Many things have been said in this room, and most of them very positive.
Very cool. Now, as you mentioned, there is a bunch of TVs on the wall, and I heard recently there was actually a Smash tournament for Halloween.
Yes.
Did you partake in that at all?
I did not, unfortunately, because I'm just not that good, especially when it comes to Smash Bros. I just like to fly around a little and completely avoid fighting people. But yes, that did happen, and there were some good prizes, some good snacks, a lot of candy, and a lot of good Halloween fun.
Makes sense. And now I saw, like you mentioned earlier, we got Dungeons and Dragons over here. I saw a couple of D20s earlier. I'm familiar with those, even though I don't play the game myself. Bunch of other stuff here in the room. And now, what are some of the other games that you guys play here in the game club?
Oh, man. Well, mostly competitive games, obviously, just so everyone can join in. But I've seen some people play some light story-based games, some sandbox. Of course, some good old classic Nintendo games. As you can see, there's our lovely Mario.
I did see Mario here on the wall when we walked in. Now, as we start to get ready to send it back into the studio, how can people find out more about the Game Club?
I would say just come on in. Every Thursday at 5, you sign in. You can ask around. Really, I would just come in, say hi, and just see what's going on. There's so many people to meet, so many faces to see, so many stories to tell. What can I say?
Very cool. Well, there is one game I see over here on the wall that I think you do play, the Magic 8 Ball.
Big fan.
And Magic 8 Ball, is it time to send it back into the studio with Nick? Almost certainly. So Nick, back to you in the studio.
Hello, my name is Niltag, and today I'm here at the TCAM campus to report and investigate allegations of cheating in last week's pool tournament. Joining me today is an employee of that tournament who has agreed to do an in-person interview. Hopefully they'll help us get to the bottom of the so-called pool cheater. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome. Today I'm joined by Haras Diog. Haras, how do you today?
I'm fine. Thank you for asking.
I wanted to know, what exactly was your involvement with the pool tournament?
Well, I was the floor manager, so basically what I do is just supervise, set everything up properly, and keep a lookout for any suspicious activity.
So what exactly led to these allegations being spread?
Well, there was this leaked phone call.
Interesting. Here's that leaked audio.
Hello? Yes? Hey, it's me, Erdna. I'm tired, man. What are you calling me for? I wanted to talk about the game. What happened? All heated towards the end. Yeah, that's usually how tournaments work. It gets competitive towards the end. Are you drunk? The balls went all misaligned, and you lost. I'm feeling tired is what I'm feeling. Did you just call me to make fun of me? No. I just wanted to let you know. I had to repolish my floorboards. Are you serious right now? I thought we were buds. Okay, if we are, then tell me, did you do anything to the pool balls? Hold on, wait. There's someone staring at me from my window. Oh wait, that's me, I'm looking in the mirror. Why do I always get the weirdos calling me?
I also gather all the pool balls to make sure none of them are missing, but I noticed that some of them had a slightly slippery feel to them, but that could be from multiple factors.
Interesting. Most interesting. Well, Haras, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you so much for having me. Do I get paid? Yes? Oh, the check comes in the mail.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Did Erdna cheat? Did he alter the pool balls that made Nair lose the game? With no conclusive answer, that's for you to decide. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Alleged Investigations. Did we get it? Good? Yeah?
A football player gets blindsided by a linebacker. Bad weather causes a car to lose control and crash. Or maybe it's just as simple as a slip and a fall. No matter how you get injured, it's important to get the right help so that you can get back on your feet and back to your life. Every year, students in the Physical Therapist's Assistant Program at MATC take the charge to learn what they can do to help.
The program really is about becoming a movement expert. We want to be viewed, we want the physical therapy profession to be viewed as the people who are the experts in movement. So when people out in society have problems with movement of any sort, we are going to be those individuals that they should seek to help them return to their previous activities and movements.
That's Holly Pitts. She's the clinical coordinator and one of only 2 instructors in the program. She makes sure that students have the knowledge and experiences they need to guarantee their success.
What's nice about our program is that our students aren't in lecture for long periods of time. We're always kind of bouncing back and forth between lecture and lab type activities, which keeps our students interested and not falling asleep. Besides the facilities that we have here, our students go out on 3 clinical rotations where they're actually out in hospitals and outpatient clinics, schools, nursing homes, going to people's homes and providing physical therapy there.
That hands-on experience provided by the Physical Therapist Assistant Program is critical to students, such as Abby Holman.
Well, we do a lot of hands-on work. You know, it's exercises, stretches, and that things like that. So we do them ourselves with our classmates so that we understand how to teach them to other people. So yeah, but now I really have a good grasp and I feel like confident that when I get out into the workforce, I'll be able to do what I need to do.
Between the fantastic facilities, valuable experiences, and strong community present in the PTA program, it's not hard to understand why these students look like they wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
So my favorite part about teaching this program is just seeing the progress. It's really fun because we teach the students for the full 2 years. We establish relationships with them and they come in knowing nothing about exercise or rehabilitation of patients, and they leave being able to practice out in a clinic or hospital setting.
Hey fans, football season is in full swing, and for today's 120-yard treat, I'll be preparing a salsa verde burger. A salsa verde burger is a little twist on your typical game day eat that combines some Tex-Mex ingredients and toppings with the classic cheeseburger dish that we all know and love. And today I will be using Beyond Meat for my burger today and green salsa, but you can also go with the old USDA ground beef if that's your style as well. For our ingredients, I've gathered some tomatoes, burger buns, salsa verde, Dijon mustard, lettuce, tomatoes, onions, my bad, Beyond Meat, queso fresco, and if you want to, you could add cilantro to your burger as well. And you, of course, need a hot pan and a spatula and a plate to place your finished product on. First, I'm going to sear my burger. My burger is already cooked, but I'm just gonna give it a nice crust on both sides. Turn my heat up. And while my burger is cooking, I'm going to slice up my lettuce. You just wanna shred your lettuce, because this isn't like your typical burger. This is more of like a Hispanic-like burger, so, or what they say, a Tex-Mex burger. And I already sliced my tomatoes. You're gonna wanna dice your tomatoes as well. You don't wanna like slice everything too thick because you don't want all the ingredients to overpower like the burger itself. Just gonna flip it. Okay. And for my onions, I don't know if you can see, but I sliced my onions thinly sliced because onions are very overwhelming and you don't want those to overpower your dish as well. Beyond Meat also tastes amazing and still has the same color as regular meat, and it doesn't have all the bad things in them, not cancer causing and all that. Now I'm just gonna add some seasonings. If you wanna add seasonings, you can, but right now I don't really wanna add seasonings to my stuff. I added it beforehand. Now let's assemble the burger. So first I'm going to top it off with some Dijon, a nice generous amount. We're gonna go in with some lettuce. I like lettuce, so I'm gonna add a generous amount. Some red onions. My tomatoes. I like it when my burgers are hefty, so, but you can add as much as you'd like. Okay, now that my patty has a nice crust on it, just gonna place it on, plap. Then top it off with some salsa verde. You can get your salsa verde anywhere. I got mine from my local Metro Market, but they also have very good salsa verde at Sir Max. You're just gonna top it off with some cilantro as well. And lastly, some queso fresco. Flip. Ooh, looks yummy. And there you have it, a salsa verde burger. It's like the advanced burger. Thank you for tuning into today's cooking. Oh my goodness. And happy game day. Go Pack Go. Back to you in the studio.
I'm student producer Lucius Burton here at Cos Mini Bowl, and this is another Hidden Gem KE. Tucked away on Milwaukee's southeast side, Cos is more than just a bowling alley, it's a piece of living history.
Cos's history traces back to the 1880s, but its story took a big turn in 1947. Back then, it was known as Ben and Harriet's Parkview Bar, until a fire burned it down. In repairs, it led to the addition of 4 duck pin lanes. 31 years later, the Kozlowski family stepped in, bringing new life to the old alley and polishing it up to shine as bright as a bowling ball. At Cos Mini Bowl, every game carries on a tradition that's rarely seen today. After each roll, the pins aren't reset by machines, but by hand. Thanks to the dedication of pin setters working behind the lanes, the process keeps the rhythm of the game alive and keeps a piece of bowling history while locals and visitors enjoy the relaxed vibe, retro charm, and fun. Cos Mini Bowl isn't just a mini bowling alley, it's a Milwaukee experience, a hidden gem where history and fun come together one roll at a time.
I'm student producer Lucius Burton, and this has been another Hidden Gem KE.
I'm student producer Eileen Perez. Tune into MATC Now.
Rub your heads and pat your bellies, because today we will be taking a look into the culinary arts program. Angela Burke will give us an insider's scoop on 6th Street Cafe, and we'll also get to see some pretty cool spots here in the city to eat at. Stick around for all this and more on this week's episode of MATC Now. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the MATC Now. My name is Nick Gross, and I'll be your host this week. Joining me as the co-host is Magnus Bondi. How are you doing, Magnus?
I'm doing pretty good today, Nick. What can I say?
Since food is the topic for the day, I gotta ask, what's your favorite food combo?
Well, I gotta say, I love me a little bit of watermelon with some salt sprinkled over it, or maybe some peanut butter and celery, apples and grilled cheese. I don't know, man. All this food talk is getting me hungry. My question for you is, when do we get to eat?
Whoa, now, if food's what you're after, I hear Max is at a place full of food and fun. Hey, Max, where are you at today?
Hey, Nick. We're outside the 3rd Street Market Hall, and it smells absolutely delicious out here. We're about to head inside and see what's cooking. Check back with us in a bit.
Thanks, Max. I can't wait to see more of that. You know, there are so many types of foods that can really resonate with people. Some of you have maybe never even heard of them before. Student producer Andre Gonzalez gives us a taste of what the culinary arts program has to offer. But first, student producer Lucius Burton III takes us into the world of a chef capturing their passion for food in a cinematic and creative way.
I first picked up cooking when I was 16. I started in Heartland, Wisconsin at Zesty's. I started off as a dishwasher actually that started doing prep work, and eventually I got so good at the prep work that I became a line cook. The chef told me that was my new job. I'm Terrell Stewart. I'm the sous chef at Milwaukee Steakhouse. My childhood growing up to become a chef, I never saw it coming. I always wanted to be a professional athlete. I guess that gave me some kind of mental discipline for the kitchen life, which I use every day: time management, thinking quick on my feet, problem solving. I was in AP cooking classes and everything. Like I said, I just never saw it coming. I was just good at cooking already. I was doing things that most 17 and 18-year-old kids didn't even know how to do. I was poaching lobster tails, making sauces and pastas from scratch. For me, it was just a no-brainer. I loved what I was doing. The fact that when you come here, you're not just getting a fine dining experience. We actually care about every customer. We perfect the technique of not messing up, and we thrive on that. We try to be better than most, and hopefully we get a Michelin star at some point. I tell everybody that comes here, if you want to be successful as a chef, you have to love what you're doing. Nobody can come into the kitchen and be like, oh, I'm just going to do this for a little while. You have to love what you're doing, otherwise you're going to be miserable. If you don't love what you're doing, food is not for you.
As MATC students approach graduation, the practical experience that their programs offer creates excitement for future opportunities, such as the Culinary Arts program at the downtown campus, which not only offers students access to a variety of industry-standard equipment, but also places students in real-time cooking scenarios to get them ready for their careers. To know how they prepare students for the skills they need, let's see what they're cooking up this semester.
In the 2-year program, an associate's degree at MATC, you're going to get the equivalent of 6 to 8 years out in the world under a good chef. So when you go out into the world, you're prepared to apply that as a line cook and possibly sous chef level.
I would say it would pretty much shape you for your future.
whatever you think that you're doing now, at MATC you can make yourself 10, 20, 100 times greater for your days ahead.
And the ingredient to this recipe for success? Instructors that go the extra mile by exposing students to an endless variety of unique foods, while also giving students a taste of real-world experience through professional internships.
It will definitely help students find the right internship for a segment of our industry that interests them.
It's the teachers. The fact that they do everything possible to make sure that you're getting the right education, you're getting the right leadership skills. I haven't had one issue with any of the instructors that I've had.
My goal is to teach you enough that you can make decisions based on what you want to produce, not because you don't know better. People are shocked, students are shocked about some of the foods that we do get to work with.
So just for this meat fabrication course, we've worked with veal, quail, pheasant, chuck, round.
We're going to teach you grilling, braising, stewing, sauteing. We're going to teach you deep frying. We're going to teach you pan frying. We're going to put alcohol into a pan. We're going to set it on fire and have some fun with that. When we get into seafood, we're working with live lobster, mussels, clams, oysters, all of which come in live. We're working with octopus. We have squid and salmon, mahi-mahi.
Red snapper, perch, shrimp. An abundance that you probably would not expect from your typical college course.
Flavors that you may never even heard of from countries you may never even heard of. And you're going to have enough experience with cooking methods and techniques that you'll be able to make that assessment to produce some truly delicious things. And it's all about flavor development too. A lot of places want to hire culinarians, chefs, on making good food, but still healthy, and not just a steamed chicken breast that has no flavor or anything. And they want that creativity back. There's no place you won't go. You can go anywhere you want.
The culinary art program at MATC continues to inspire, teach, and grow their students' skill set to get them ready to deliver some delicious meals, preparing them after graduation to begin their careers in the food service industry.
The most important thing I would say that I've learned is you have a deeper, rich, in a sense of appreciation and exploration for food. And even once I finish, I'm going to take everything that I learned and just apply it to the real world to my fullest extent.
We need to answer a part of ourselves that is beyond mere survival. That's why we have to do it. We're artists, and food is our art.
Oh boy, that culinary arts program sure does look like it's the place to be when it comes to creative cooking.
You are so right. And we'll have to see if amateur chef Aiden can top that chef at the Milwaukee Steakhouse.
Let's check back in with Max and all the good eats he's sniffed out over there at 3rd Street Market.
Thanks, Nick. As I mentioned earlier, we're here inside the 3rd Street Market Hall checking out all the things that they have to offer here. And today I have Jamie Jacobs, the operations director, with me. Jamie, how's it going today?
Great, how are you doing?
Doing okay. Thank you very much for having us here. Can you kind of tell us a little bit about what the 3rd Street Market Hall is and what you guys do here?
Yeah, we are a food and entertainment venue in the heart of downtown. We have 24 local small business owners that are vendors here at the market.
Very cool. Now, as soon as I walked in here, and even outside the door, I could smell all of the great food that you guys have to offer here. Can you kind of tell us a little bit about some of the vendors that you guys have here? I see back here we have what looks to be like a cheese shop.
Yeah, this is Rod and Mac. This is mozzarella sticks, the home of the lightning rod mozzarella stick, the best cheese pull ever. And we also have all sorts of ethnic cuisines. We have dessert options right here behind us. This is Drip MKE, which they do Dubai chocolate strawberry cups.
I think they're actually making one for us over there right now.
Mm-hmm. Pistachio and chocolate and strawberries. Can't beat that for the summer months. They're delicious.
I mean, that looks absolutely amazing. I'm
Yeah.
a huge fan of chocolate and fruit. Obviously, strawberries and chocolate are a great combination. I see no problem. I see over here you guys even have different stuff like, I mean, I see Greek cuisine back here. I see what looks like waffles over here. What are some of the other cuisine options that you guys have?
We have Vietnamese. We have so they have pho and they have banh mi. We have hot wings. Anytime Arepa is a Venezuelan vendor, they do.
I've had them before.
Yeah, they're
They're
fantastic. Can't go wrong with the tacos. Tacos. Every place has got to have some staple tacos. So Campali does great there. We have Pizza Shuttle that does their slice shop, their pizzas. We have behind us here is we're coming up on Numpang. They're a Cambodian sandwich shop, our newest vendor to the hall.
Very cool. What are some of the events that you guys have at this place?
All sorts of programming here. So just going to sneak up here on our boba vendor here. So this is craft boba.
Very nice.
They have mochi, which is an ice cream that's inside that little pocket, and boba and teas.
I mean, you can see the people trying to line up to get it. I mean, this is a very hot commodity over here.
It is.
Now, I got to give you a secret. I've never actually had boba before, so this may be a place that I have to try out.
You should definitely try it out.
What are some of the other things that, let's say you have like a family of 4, what are some of the things that they can come do here? And what are some of the other places here in the 3rd Street Market Hall?
There's always something to do here. We program the events hall all of the time. We had a vintage market last weekend. We have games for the kiddos. There's Nintendo. We just installed the Nintendo 2s. The Switch 2s. Pinball. We have a shuffleboard court over here. Bag toss. Anything that you can think of.
I mean, this seems like a great place to hang out. I mean, there's so much stuff to do here. I even see over here we have a little bit of Connect 4. Now, this is actually one of my favorite games, especially board games, but I think I got to go check some of this place out. So, Jamie, I want to thank you so much for having us on today. Thank you for exploring this with me, and I hope people will come on down here and give it a try.
Thanks so much for coming.
Thank you very much. I'm going to check out some of these great foods, and guys, back to you in the studio.
Make sure you save me some of that popcorn and cheesecake. That looked great. I think I deserve to treat myself at least sometimes.
Speaking of treats, I can hear the 6th Street Cafe is full of them.
And Magnus, that's exactly why we brought in today Angela Burke. She's the Educational Assistant in Baking and Pastry Program. How are you today, Angela? Thanks for joining us.
I'm well, thank you. Thank you for having me. How are you?
Doing very well. So can you just explain a little bit to our viewers a little bit about what you do and about 6th Street Cafe and what it is?
Sure. So I work in the 6th Street Cafe. This is a completely student-run cafe. We run a semester-long class, and this is for the students in the Baking Pastry Arts program who are graduating. So it's their capstone class, and it's really, as I say, student-run. So the students come up with the menu items, they bake and cook everything, they learn how to be a barista, they work the front of house, so the POS system, and they station through each one of these sections, each one of these areas. And ideally, the student who's in the area before them, the week before, then they will help train them. So this class is really to help our students get ready to work out in the real world.
Tell us about your role with the Baking and Pastry program.
So as you said, I'm the educational assistant, so I work with our full-time instructors in the Baking and Pastry Arts program. I help the students, I also help the instructors. So a little bit of everything, working front of house, back of house. I help with some of the financials and ordering for the cafe, a little bit of everything.
Awesome. And can you tell me a little bit, because it's important, accompanying people along that journey, how do you bring out the creativity in your students to, bake the best things that they can?
Oh, I'm glad you asked that question. So this semester specifically, we are going into our lunch service, and historically we've done traditional cafe foods, salads, sandwiches, soups, and this semester we decided to open it up to the students, and they just went with it. They let their creative juices flow. So they decided to run and create an entirely Mexican-inspired menu. So that's from tortas and quesadillas all the way through the barista coffee drinks. So we're doing horchata iced lattes. We have special sundaes, horchata sundaes, and we're doing churros. And really the students came up with the menu, the recipes, we costed everything out, and then now we're bringing it to fruition, and this is actually our last week of being open at MATC. So if you're down on campus on Wednesday or Thursday between 11 and 12:30, come see us.
What are some things that students learn in preparation for working at the cafe, and how do these skills translate into workforce skills?
That's a great question. So the students, as I mentioned, who are in our class are at the end of their program. So everything that they've been learning up until this point, up until this semester, is helping them to prepare for our class. And then everything that they learn in the class is helping them to be ready to work out in the industry. So as I mentioned, they're working each station within the cafe. And so when they're out there, they can say, I've worked barista, I've worked front of house, I've worked back of house, I worked on a hotline, not just in a pastry kitchen. So we really make sure that they are ready to get out there and dig their teeth into it.
Wow, Angela, that's amazing. And what got you into and kind of inspired you to get into baking, and what are some of your favorite things to make?
Oh, great question. I've always loved to bake. It's my happy place. This is actually a second career for me. I came back to school, I went through the program myself, and it's where I feel most calm, and I love being able to provide something delicious and beautiful for people that I love. It's my way of showing love to them. So. In terms of favorite things to make, I would have to say probably the things that my kids want the most right now, which could be a simple rainbow sprinkle cookie or my son's favorite banana bread, just because I tend to make those things at home. But here at school, we make amazing pastries, croissants, a little bit of everything. They obviously do cakes up in their cake decorating class, but a wide variety of things, and especially some French-inspired pastries.
What inspired the theme of the current menu?
Again, we just kind of opened it up to the students and asked them what they wanted to cook. And a few of our students took the lead. They brought this idea up to the group and everybody was in for it. So it just kind of came organically through discussion within the class.
How long have you been at MATC, and what are some of the things that you find students most passionate about wanting to learn in this industry?
Sure. I've been working here for about 2 years now, but as I mentioned before, I've gone through the program, the culinary program, so I've been here off and on for about 6 years. I would say most students just want to feel confident in their skills, whether it be on the culinary side or the pastry side. So that's knife skills, that's temperature. I mean, on the pastry side, there's so much that goes into it. It's very scientific. So they want to also be able to write recipes, cost recipes out, so they can learn how to make money in the industry when they're out there.
Right, and it's so important to get people to learn how to do it and spark their creativity. And Angela, thank you so much for being an instrumental part in that.
Oh, you're welcome.
And oh boy, all this talk of food sure has me hungry. Hey, Magnus, what do you think about sliders?
Ooh, I don't know, Nick. I'm leaning a little more towards pizza.
Well, I'm sure Chef Aiden and those wonderful skills of his can cook up something great for us. Hey, Aiden, what's cooking?
Thanks, Layla. Today, I will be making a Hawaiian slider bake. While this version is inspired by pepperoni pizza, you can easily swap ingredients for whatever sandwich fillings you most prefer. Get creative with it. For this recipe, you'll need a stick of butter, a 3x3 loaf of Hawaiian rolls, a jar of your favorite marinara, Italian herb mix, salt and pepper, shredded mozzarella cheese, pre-cut pepperoni, and minced garlic. Beyond ingredients, you also need a brownie pan, some sort of food brush, and a bowl for mixing. Here, I have our pan ready with butter on it already. So the next step, this is just an easy step to forget because you don't want your rolls to stick to the pan. After that, we're gonna grab our rolls. All right, you're gonna cut them in half, which I already have, and you're gonna put the bottom buns right there in the pan. And then you can just set your top buns off to the side. This is an easy part to scale up. You just get a bigger pan and some more buns. Next is the marinara. There we go. You're gonna get a nice even spread of marinara on here. Don't be shy. I assure you, your first scoop, you're always gonna feel like you didn't put enough on there, or you got enough, but it never is. But that was a pretty good first scoop by me. So there we go. All right, next we're gonna sprinkle a little bit of Italian seasoning. Get a little bit of that on here. There we go. And some salt and pepper for taste. Perfect. Then we're gonna do our cheese. A nice handful of cheese is good. what I like to say about pizzas is the more cheese, the better. I don't think you can ever have too much cheese on a pizza. And then we're gonna follow up with our pepperonis. You wanna get about, 2 or 3 per slice, per slider, So there we go, laying these on. Did you know over 45 million pounds of pepperonis are used in the US yearly just for pizza production? It's a pretty fun fact, just in case you were curious about pepperonis. Next, we're gonna set our oven to about 350, and while that warms up, we're gonna melt the remaining stick of butter you used to grease the pan. Luckily, I already have some melted, so we don't have to wait for that. Next, we're gonna mix in some of our Italian herbs. Just grab a little bit in there, maybe a little more, perfect. And then a little pinch of garlic as well. And then you can take your food brush, mix it in, make sure it's all well incorporated. And then we're gonna add our top buns. I can just go right on top, just like that. Now, we're gonna spread the mixture all across the top here. You wanna make sure each bun is nice and shiny, and you can see herbs on each one to make sure we get that flavor. Boom. All right, and once you have that next step, it is time to put them in the oven for about 10 to 15 minutes until they have a nice golden brown color. And once they're done, they should look a little something like this. Voila. Once it cools, you're done. Just cut, pull apart, and enjoy. Remember, this recipe is easy to modify, so get creative. Try swapping out the meat, the cheese, or the sauce to some of your favorites. Thanks for joining me for today's cooking lesson. Back to you in the studio.
Man, oh man, that looked spectacular. I'm gonna have to save that recipe for later. Now, let's see what Nick has for us in this week's MATC Minute.
With exams approaching, everyone seems to be studying wherever they can. If you're still looking for that place to study, head on down to the Makerspace in the Oak Creek Campus Library every Monday and Tuesday from 9:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. for a low-key, zero-pressure study hangout. If you're sick of studying, then drop by the Mequon Campus patio and cafeteria Tuesday, May 5th at 11:30 a.m. for an end-of-the-year lunch celebration. Kick off the summer right with some free food and loads of fun. Family game night is coming to an end soon. Every Thursday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. at the Oak Creek Library Makerspace. You can play with friends or meet new people. The last day is May 21st, so get there while you still can. Speaking of things ending, the Fellowship Friday Book Club is also coming to a close for the semester. Every Friday at the Oak Creek Campus Library from 1 to 2:30 p.m., fantasy fans read J.R.R. Tolkien's works and follow with an activity or discussion. For all this and more, check out matc.edu/events.
Thank you very much, Nick. Are you looking for a cozy spot to study, relax, or enjoy a nice beverage? If that's the case, then I think student producer Khalil Gant has the perfect spot for you.
Here, located just outside of central Milwaukee, is a charming neighborhood coffee shop and bakery in West Allis named Elevate Coffee and Peace of Love. Take an inside look with me as I show off why this location is the perfect spot to relax.
Hey everyone, I'm student producer Khalil Gant, and this is another Gym KE.
Back in early January 2024, a driver crashed into the coffee shop, causing extensive damage. This hit and run incident caused damages that took up to 15 months for the coffee shop to be rebuilt. The owner, Ana Gonzalez, and her team, and a lot of the community all chipped in to support and rebuild the coffee shop. Around roughly $300,000 later, the shop reopened in June of 2025. But this location isn't just a coffee shop. It has history and is a testament to the community for showing strength and their overall passion for pouring love into every single cup.
a nice spot to chill, relax, and study. I'm student producer Khalil Gant. This has been another Gym KE.
Wow, this hidden gem has so much history and looks like such a great spot to relax. Seems like we're coming to a close for today. So I'd like to thank you again, Angela, for joining us, teaching us about baking.
Thank you for inviting me.
And thank you to the audience for joining us on this week's episode of the MATC Now. You guys are great. Tune in next week for the final show of the semester.